Good evening, and welcome to World News Tonight, broadcasting live from our Lagos studio. I'm Arthur, and here are tonight's top stories from Nigeria, the United States, and the United Kingdom. In Abuja, President Tinubu appoints 8 new permanent secretaries in the federal civil service. Tinubu seeks media support for tax reforms at the Nigerian Media Merit Awards. The president is set to present the 47.96 trillion naira 2025 budget proposal to the National Assembly on Wednesday. From Washington, Democratic-led states could face tougher legal battles against Trump's policies. Former President Trump sues an Iowa newspaper, top pollster, and Fox News. A New York judge rejects Trump's request to dismiss his hush money conviction. And from London, the HS2 project cost soar by £9 billion, now totaling an estimated £80 billion. Scotland Yard and City Police receive £255.2 million boost, but funding falls short of Met's demands. Now, let's begin with the news here in Nigeria. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has appointed 8 new permanent secretaries into Nigeria's federal civil service. This was confirmed in a statement released on Monday by the presidential spokesman, Bayo Onanuga. The move is part of ongoing efforts to ensure effective governance and service delivery at the federal level. The appointments, according to the presidency, are aimed at strengthening leadership within government operations and addressing existing and upcoming vacancies across various states and geopolitical zones. This move comes amid ongoing reforms to enhance administrative efficiency and service delivery. In a related development, President Tinubu has called on the media to lend its support to the government's proposed tax reforms, describing them as crucial for fostering enduring national wealth and prosperity. Speaking at the 2024 Nigerian Media Merit Awards on Sunday evening at the Musin Center in Lagos, the president, represented by the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Muhammad Idris, emphasized the importance of overhauling Nigeria's tax system. While acknowledging differing opinions on the reform specifics, he noted a shared consensus on the need for change and expressed optimism about finding common ground through ongoing dialogue. Now, we head to Washington, D.C., where Justo is standing by.
Thank you, Arthur. Here in the United States, legal battles surrounding former President Donald Trump continue to dominate headlines. First, Democratic-led states could face a tougher legal pathway when challenging Trump's policies if re-elected. Experts suggest that changes in federal court dynamics could impact states' ability to overturn contentious executive actions. These Democratic-led states preparing to challenge President-elect Donald Trump's policies faced a more conservative judiciary reshaped during his first term. While Democratic attorneys general previously succeeded in 83% of their 155 lawsuits, new challenges, such as opposing Trump's mass deportation plans, will now face a tougher legal environment. In another development, Donald Trump has filed a lawsuit against pollster Ann Selzer, her firm, the Des Moines Register, and its parent company, Gannett, accusing them of consumer fraud. Trump alleges defamation and claims that skewed reporting has unfairly influenced public opinion and polling figures. It involved a pre-election poll released on November 2nd, showing Kamala Harris leading Trump by 3 points in Iowa, amounted to election-interfering fiction, as Trump ultimately won the state by 13 points. Experts remain skeptical about the lawsuit's chances of success. Meanwhile, a New York judge has upheld Donald Trump's hush money conviction, rejecting his argument that it should be dismissed under a Supreme Court ruling on presidential immunity. Justice Merchan ruled that Trump's conviction, related to falsified business records and payments during the 2016 campaign, involved unofficial conduct not covered by immunity. The decision preserves Trump's historic conviction on 34 felony counts, which, if upheld, could make him the first felon to serve as U.S. president. That's it from Washington for now. Let's shift to our London, where Verena has the latest.
Thank you, Justo in Washington. Here in the London, infrastructure and security news dominate today's headlines. In infrastructure news, the cost of the HS2 high-speed rail project has risen by £9 billion, with the Euston to Birmingham leg now estimated at up to £66 billion, according to reports. This comes ahead of a Public Accounts Committee session where officials, including new HS2 Chief Executive Mark Wilde, will address the escalating costs. The government estimates the cost at £45 billion to £54 billion, citing potential savings from the cancellation of the northern leg, a move criticised for offering poor value for money. The final bill for the first phase could reach £80 billion at current prices, with a Department for Transport report due Tuesday to provide further insights. And finally, Scotland Yard and the City of London Police are set to receive £255.2 million through the National and International Capital City Grant, marking a £65 million increase on last year's funding. The Home Office confirmed the uplift on Tuesday, attributing the additional funds to the growing number of protests in the capital. The Metropolitan Police will also see tens of millions of pounds added to its budget next year. However, the funding falls short of the amount Commissioner Sir Mark Rowley says is necessary. Earlier this year, Rowley warned that the force faces eye-watering choices unless it secures hundreds of millions more to meet rising demands. The funding boost aims to strengthen policing in London, but questions remain about whether it will be enough to address the force's mounting challenges. Now, back to Lagos for tonight's concluding story.
Thank you, Verena. Meanwhile, President Tinubu is set to present the 2025 budget proposal, valued at 47.96 trillion naira, to the National Assembly this Wednesday. The budget presentation to the National Assembly is expected to outline key spending priorities for 2025 as the government seeks to drive development and economic recovery. Analysts say the proposed budget will prioritize infrastructure, education, and economic diversification. Stay tuned for further updates on this developing story. More details will unfold as the presentation nears. Before we wrap up tonight's bulletin, a quick recap of our top story. President Tinubu has appointed 8 new permanent secretaries, reinforcing his administration's commitment to reforming Nigeria's federal civil service. That's World News tonight. From all of us here in ELTV's Lagos, Washington, and London studios, thank you for joining us. I'm Arthur, wishing you a pleasant evening. Stay safe and good night.
Join us tonight as we dive into the stories shaping our world.